Okay, pretty soon turn it. Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Bharagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanachana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chinja Chinja Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govindabhidam Ujjwalam Varatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavad Premna Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chilanshitam Chandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubhadam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Manshakaupatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And this is Madhya-lila chapter 3, Lord Chaitanya at the house of Adwaita Acharya. So this is after Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu have taken their meal at Adwaita Acharya's house when he cooked so many, along with Sita Thakurani, whose appearance day it is today. Along with Sita Thakurani, Adwaita Acharya's wife, they prepared so many wonderful preparations for Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, and there was some mock fighting between Nityananda and Adwaita Acharya. Okay. Lavanga ilachi bij utama rasabas tulasi manjari saha dilamukabas. Sri Adwaita Acharya fed the two lords cloves and cardamom mixed with tulsi flowers. Thus there was a good flavor within their mouths. And here the word for a good flavor within their mouth is rasabas, which means there were different things served, cloves and cloves and fennel seeds to give them some nice taste in their mouth. So rasabas, a mixture of different taste. But when we use rasabas in the sense of speaking, it's considered undesirable. It means a mixture of incompatible rasas or relationships with the Lord. Sugandhi chandane lipta koila kolebar, sugandhi pushpamala anidila hridayupar. So one rasabas is a taste and the other is philosophical mistakes. Sugandhi chandane lipta koila kolebar, sugandhi pushpamala anidila hridayupar. Sri Adwaita Acharya then smeared the bodies of the Lord with sandalwood pulp and then placed fragrant flower garlands on their heads. And smearing their bodies with sandalwood pulp means usually putting sandalwood pulp on their forehead. A cooling effect. Acharya korite chahe parasambahan sankuchita hoya prabhu bolana bachan. When the Lord lay down on the bed, Adwaita Acharya waited to massage his legs, but the Lord was very hesitant and spoke as follows to Adwaita Acharya. Bahutni nachale tumi charan nachana mukunda haridasa loya kuraha bojan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Adwaita Acharya, you have made me dance in various ways. Now give up this practice. Go with Mukunda and Haridas and accept your lunch. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here telling Adwaita Acharya that it is not befitting for sannyasi to accept nice beds to lie on, or to chew cloves and cardamom and have his body smeared with sandalwood pulp. Nor is it befitting for him to accept fragrant garlands and have his legs massaged by a pure Vaishnava. You've already made me dance according to your vow, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Now please stop it. You can go and take your lunch with Mukunda and Haridas. So especially Mahaprabhu had just recently taken sannyas. And he's a virakta sannyasi. He's a very strict sannyasi. So he's come to Shantipur and he's saying goodbye to all the devotees that have come from different places in Bengal, but in particular Nabadwip. His Mother Sachi is soon to arrive. And Mahaprabhu, although very strict, he took more prasadam than normally he would take, and he accepted the affection of Sri Adwaita Acharya, and Mahaprabhu wants to deal very affectionately with his devotees. He's always controlled by their love. But at the same time, he wants to maintain his strictness as a sannyasi. Tabita acharya sange loya duijane, korilai chaya bojan che achila mane. Thereupon Adwaita Acharya took prasadam with Mukunda and Haridas, and they all wholeheartedly ate as much as they desired. Shantipurera log shuni prabhuragaman dekite ailog prabhuracharan. So they're all eating well, because this is a big festival. That Mahaprabhu is meeting with the devotees, perhaps for the last time, and Mahaprabhu is responding to their affection, and everyone is in a very happy mood. When the people of Shantipur heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there, they all immediately came to see his lotus feet. Hari Hari Bole Lok Anandito Hoya, Chamatkara Paila Prabhura Sundarya Dekinya. Being very pleased, all the people loudly began to shout the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari. Indeed, they became struck with wonder upon seeing the beauty of the Lord. Goradeha Kandi Surya Chaniya Ujwa Aruna Vastrakanti Tahe Hare Jalama. When it says that the people shouted Hari, Hari, they're also chanting the Maha Mantra. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Mahaprabhu has inaugurated Namahata in the houses of all the devotees of Nabadwip, and he's instructed them in the Maha Mantra to chant that. But here it says Hari, Hari, so that's indicating that the people are chanting the holy names of the Lord. Gora Deha Kanti Surya Janiya Ujwa Aruna Bastra Kanti Tahe Kore Jalama. They saw Mahaprabhu's very fair complexioned body and its bright luster, which conquered the brilliance of the sun. Over and above this was the beauty of the saffron garments that glittered upon his body. So all this is new. Mahaprabhu is now very effulgent. He has his head shaved. He's wearing saffron cloth. He's very beautiful. And this is something. Before he was Nimai Pandit. He was a scholar, had many students. He's very erudite, a little proud. And he's dressing, of course, as a resident in Nabadwip, like one of them. But now he appears as a sannyasi and very effulgent in his saffron cloth. Aise jaya lok harshe nahi samadan lokera sangate dina hoila amasan. People came and went with great pleasure. There was no calculating how many people assembled there before the day was over. Sanyate Acharya Arambila Sankirtan Acharya Nachana Prabhu Korana Darshan. As soon as it was evening, Adwaita Acharya began the congregational chanting, Sankirtan. He even began to dance himself, and the Lord saw the performance. Nityananda Gosai Bole Acharya Dharanya Haridas Bache Nache Harashita Hoya. When Adwaita Acharya began to dance, Nityananda Prabhu began dancing behind him. Haridas Thakur, being very pleased, also began dancing behind him. Ki kohiba Re Saki Ajugananda Ora Chiradine Madhava Mandire Mora. Adwaita Acharya said, "My dear friends, what shall I say? Today I have received the highest transcendental pleasure. After many, many days, Lord Krishna, Madhava, is in my house." This is a song composed by Vidyapati. Sometimes the word Madhava is misunderstood to refer to Madhavendra Puri. Adwaita Acharya was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and consequently some people think that he was referring to Madhavendra Puri by using the word Madhava. But actually this is not the fact. This song was composed to commemorate the separation of Krishna from Radharani during Krishna's absence in Mathura. It is thought that this song was sung by Srimati Radharani when Krishna returned. It is technically called Mathura Viraha. So Adwaita Acharya is expressing simultaneously a sense of separation from the Lord. The Lord's a sannyasi, everything has changed. But at the same time, by this song by Vidyapati, he expresses his great pleasure that now the Lord is present in my house. E paragal jaya harshe korana nartan sweda gampa pulakashu hunkara garjan. Adwaita Acharya led the Sankirtan party, and with great pleasure he sang this verse. There was a manifestation of ecstatic perspiration, shivering, raised hairs, tears in the eyes, and sometimes thundering and bellowing. So this is all happening in Adwaita Acharya's house in Shantipur. And Shantipur is somewhat near to Nabadwip. You could walk from Nabadwip to Shantipur in a few hours. And Fire Kabu Prabhura Dharana Charan Charana Dakiya Prabhure Bolena Bachan. While dancing, Adwaita Acharya would sometimes turn around and around and catch the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Adwaita Acharya would then speak to him as follows. Aneka din tumi more bedaila bandiya garete payache ebe rakiba bandiya. Sri Adwaita Acharya would say, "Many days you escaped me by bluffing. Now I have you in my home and I will keep you bound up." So Mahaprabhu used to show so much respect to Adwaita Acharya because he was senior in years, and Adwaita Acharya is a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, who's a godbrother of Mahaprabhu's spiritual master Ishwara Puri. So he's showing, and so Adwaita Acharya expresses this when he says, "Many days you escaped me by bluffing, by showing some respect to me, by treating me a little formally. Now I have you in my home and I will keep you bound up." Eta bole Acharya Nande Korananartan Prarhareka Ratri Acharya Koila Sankirtan. So speaking, Adwaita Acharya performed Sankirtan. So speaking, Adwaita Acharya performed Sankirtan with great pleasure for 3 hours at night and danced all the time. So Mahaprabhu showed Adwaita Acharya respect, but Adwaita Acharya always is worshipping Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord himself, and he always has that great sense of wanting an intimate relationship. Well, he has an intimate relationship with Mahaprabhu. He called Mahaprabhu to descend to this world. So he always knows who Mahaprabhu is, although Mahaprabhu sometimes treats him as a superior. Premaro utkanta prabhur nahi Krishna sanga virahe barila prema chwara. Premaro utkanta prabhur nahi Krishna sanga virahe barila prema jwalara taranga. When Adwaita Acharya danced in that way, Mahaprabhu felt ecstatic love for Krishna, and because of his separation, the waves and flames of love increased. Vyakula hoya Prabhu bhumete parila gosai dekiya charja nritya sambarila. Being agitated by the ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly fell to the ground. Seeing this, Adwaita Acharya stopped dancing. Prabhur antaramukunda jane balomate bhavera sadrisha para lagi lagoite. When Mukunda saw the ecstasy of Mahaprabhu, he understood the feelings of the Lord and began to sing many stanzas augmenting the force of the Lord's ecstasy. Acharya utaila prabhuke korite nartan parashuni prabhuranga najaidaran. Adwaita Acharya raised the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to help him dance, but the Lord, after hearing the stanza sung by Mukunda, could not be held due to his bodily symptoms. Ashru kampa pulaka shweta gadgara bachan kani ute kani pare kani karodan. Tears fell from his eyes and his whole body trembled. His bodily hair stood on end. He perspired heavily, and his words faltered. Sometimes he stood, and sometimes he fell, and sometimes he cried. Ahaprana priya saki kina hoila more kanu prema bishe mora tanu manajare. Mukunda sang, "My dear friend, what has not happened to me due to the effects of the poison of love for Krishna? My body and mind have been severely afflicted." When Mukunda saw that Mahaprabhu was feeling ecstatic pain and manifesting ecstatic bodily symptoms, all due to feelings of separation from Krishna, he sang songs about meeting with Krishna. Adwaita Acharya also stopped dancing. Ratri dine podeman soyastina pan jahan gelik hanupan tahan udijan. My feeling is like this. My mind burns day and night, and I can get no rest. If there were some place I could go to meet Krishna, I would immediately fly there. E paragaya makunda madhura susbare shunya prabhura chitta antare birare. This stanza was sung by Mukunda in a very sweet voice, but as soon as Mahaprabhu heard this stanza, his mind went to pieces. So Mukunda's actually, he's singing verses that parallel and increase Mahaprabhu's ecstatic feelings. Nirbeda Vishara Harsha Chapaya Garbadonya Prabhur Sahita Juda Kore Bhava Sainya. The transcendental ecstatic symptoms of disappointment, moroseness, pleasure, restlessness, pride, and humility all began to fight like soldiers within the Lord. Harsha is described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Harsha is experienced when one finally attains the desired goal of life and consequently becomes very glad. When harsha is present, the body shivers and one's bodily hairs stand on end. There are perspiration, tears, and an outburst of passion and madness. The mouth becomes swollen and one experiences inertia and illusion. When a person attains his desired object and feels very fortunate, the luster of his body increases. Because of his own qualities and feelings of greatness, he does not care for anyone else. And this is called garva or pride. In this condition, one utters prayers and does not reply to others' inquiries. Looking at one's own body, conceding one's desires and not heeding the words of others are symptoms visible in the ecstasy of garva. So these are all... This is a science of divine emotion that's only manifested by the Lord and very advanced devotees. And Mahaprabhu is showing these symptoms to the devotees. It's just flowing. It says it's flowing like, it compares this to waves and also fire, flames that are just occurring while Mahaprabhu is hearing the Sankirtan, feeling separation from Krishna, dancing. So, and all this is being shared with the devotees, so they can understand, they can glimpse something of who Mahaprabhu is during this time. Jara jara hoila prabhu bhavera prahare bhumete padila shwasa nahika sharire. And saying they can glance who Mahaprabhu is because there's so many people that have come from outside also. They're joining with the devotees. The entire body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to totter due to the onslaught of various ecstatic symptoms. As a result, he immediately fell to the ground and his breathing almost stopped. Dekhiya chintita hoila jata bhaktagan, achambite ute prabhu koriya garjan. Upon seeing the condition of the Lord, all the devotees became very anxious. Then suddenly the Lord got up and began to make thundering sounds. Hunkar, he just began roaring. So Mahaprabhu was in full ecstasy. Bol, bol, bole, nache, anande, bivo, bhujana najai, baba taranga prabho. Upon standing up, the Lord said, Bol, bol, go on speaking, go on speaking. Thus he began to dance, overwhelmed with ecstasy. No one could understand the strong waves of this ecstasy. Nityananda Sangye Bole Prabhu Ke Dorinya, Acharya Haridas Bole Pachit Tanachiya. Lord Nityananda began to walk with Mahaprabhu to see that he would not fall, and Adwaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur followed them dancing. Emata Prahareka Nachi Prabhu Range, Kabu Harsha Kabu Vishad Bhavira Tarange. In this way the Lord danced for at least 3 hours. Sometimes the symptoms of ecstasy were visible, including pleasure, moroseness, and many other waves of ecstatic emotional love. So in this respect, I would say that the devotees should be familiar, if not already read, should be familiar with the golden volcano of divine love. That very nicely explains Mahaprabhu, who he is, what are his feelings. That all the devotees should be familiar with that. It's very, gives some, Srila Sridhar Maharaj gives some very good image of who Mahaprabhu is, what he's feeling, then explains the Sikshastika verses of Mahaprabhu. It's very essential, that book. It was published by Sripad Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj. I'm very, in the very beginning of the mission, some years ago. It was very, I was also told that of all the books that were published, it was personally Srila Sridhar Maharaj's favorite book. Tina Din Upavasi Korea Bhujan Udanda Nrityate Prabhur Hoila Parishram. The Lord had begun fasting for 3 days, and after that period he took eatables sumptuously. Thus when he danced and jumped high, he became a little fatigued. He'd been fasting 3 days, now he's taken a full feast, and he's ecstatically dancing, so naturally he's feeling some fatigue. Tabuta na jane shrama prema vishta hoya nityananda mahaprabhu ke rokila dharinya. Being fully absorbed in love of Godhead, he would not understand his fatigue, but Nityananda Prabhu, catching him, stopped his dancing. Acharya Gosai Tabe Rakila Kirtan Nana Seva Kori Prabhu Ke Koraila Shayan. Although the Lord was fatigued, Nityananda Prabhu kept him steady by holding him. At that time, Adwaita Acharya suspended the chanting and by rendering various services to the Lord, made him lie down to take rest. Emantadasha Din Bhojana Kirtan Ekarupe Kore Kore Prabhura Sevan. For 10 continuous days, Adwaita Acharya held feasting and chanting in the evening. He served the Lord in this way without any change. So for 10 days, this continues in the house of Adwaita Acharya. Prabhate Acharya Ratna Dolaya Charanya Bhakta Gana Sangye Aila Sachimata Loya. In the morning, Chandrasekhar seated Sachimata in a palanquin and brought her from her home and many devotees. So really, in the first two chapters of the Madhya-lila, we heard about Mahaprabhu's activities during the Madhya-lila, his traveling and different, what a synopsis was given. And then in the second chapter, Mahaprabhu's final days are described. So this is all in the form of sutras or condensed verses that is explained. And this is the third chapter, and this is really where the Madhya-lila is beginning. Mahaprabhu is just taken sannyas. He's wandered for 3 days, not knowing where he is. In Radha, she's the cowherd boys, all advised by Nityananda Prabhu, have directed Mahaprabhu to the Ganga. Adwaita Acharya has appeared in a boat, come in a boat with fresh clothing. Mahaprabhu is bathed, and now he's taken to the house, and all the devotees are coming from Bengal, especially Nabadwip. Mother Sachi is coming now to essentially bid farewell to the Lord. So this is really the beginning of the Madhya-lila. This is a full description. Prabhate Acharya Ratna Dolaya Chanaya Bhakta Gana Sangayaila Sachi Mata Loya. In the morning, Chandrasekhar seated Sachi Mata in a palanquin and brought her from her house with many devotees. Nadia Nagar Log Sri Balaka Brida Sabalok Aila Hoila Sangata Samrida. So it says Mahaprabhu stayed at Adwaita Acharya's house 10 days, and this is on the second day that Mother Sachi will arrive. In this way, all the people of the town of Nadia, including all women, boys, and old men, came there. Thus the crowd increased. See, all the people of Nadia, including all women, boys, and old men, came there. Thus the crowd increased. So Nadia is not just Nabadwip. It extends. It's Krishnanagar, and so many places are in Nadia. So many towns are in Nadia. Everyone's coming to see Mahaprabhu. They've all heard about who was Nimai Pandit, is now taken sannyas. He's dancing and singing in kirtan. He's the Lord himself. He's in full ecstasy. They're all coming to see Mahaprabhu. This is a very big event. Pratakritya kore namasankirtan sachimata loya aila advaita bhavan. In the morning, after regular duties were completed, and the Lord was chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the people accompanied Sachi Mata to the house of Adwaita Acharya. So this is what also Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has promised the devotees, to compile the later pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And this is the beginning. Really, we've heard a resume in the form of the Adi-lila. Much of that was, as Krishnadas Kaviraj has said, much of that was already described and shown by Vrindavan Das Thakur in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. And he expanded on certain events which weren't covered completely by Vrindavan Das Thakur. But now this is really the special contribution of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that the devotees have requested him to compile the later pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And it's all beginning with Mahaprabhu's sannyas. Sachiage Parila Prabhu Nandavat Hoya Kandite Lagila Sachi Kole Utnaya. As soon as Mother Sachi appeared on the scene, Mahaprabhu fell before her like a stick. Mother Sachi began to cry, taking the Lord in her arms. So here it says Kole Utnaya, and it's translated here as taking the Lord on her lap. But it also says this about the Kole on the carrying the Lord on it, taking the Lord on one's lap. And it's sometimes described after Haridas Thakur disappeared, that the Lord was dancing with, and it says, but really, from what I understand, this Kole Utaya, it means taking the Lord in one's arms, that embracing the Lord. Dohara darshane duhe hoilo. Bivao Keshana Deki Sache Hoila Biko. Upon seeing each other, they both became overwhelmed. Seeing the Lord's head without hair, Mother Sachi became greatly agitated. Anga Muche Muka Chumbe Kore Nirikan Dekite Napayashru Barila Nayan. Out of love, she began to caress the body of the Lord. So she's embracing Mahaprabhu. Sometimes she kissed his face and tried to observe him carefully, but because her eyes were filled with tears, she could not see. Kandiya Kohena Sachi, Bhatshare Nimai, Vishwarup, Samana, Korea, Niturai, understanding that Mahaprabhu had accepted sannyas. Sachi Mata, crying, said to the Lord, "My darling Nimai, do not be cruel like Vishwarup, your elder brother." So in Bengal also, sometimes the Bengalis will do plays of Mother Sachi meeting with Nimai and all that, and they really overdo it. They completely overdo it, and there's all these crying and wailing, "My dear Nimai." But that's a characteristic of Bengal. They like, drama, and even, you could say, even melodrama. They like that. You can hear them over the loudspeakers often, enacting these pastimes. Sannyase hoya puna nadila darshad tumitai chik hoyle mora hoibe maran. Mother Sachi continued, after accepting the renounced order, Vishwarup never again gave me audience. And it means after my eldest son, Mother Sachi is saying, after my eldest son, after Vishwarup accepted sannyas, I never saw him again. I never had his darshan. If you do like him, that will certainly be the death of me. Kandiya bolana Prabhu shunamora I, tomara sharira e morikachunai. The Lord replied, "My dear mother, please hear. This body belongs to you. I do not possess anything." And here the word I refers to Sachi, Sachimat. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, often the Lord and the devotees will refer to Mother Sachi as I. That means Sachimata. The Lord replied, "My dear mother, please hear. This body belongs to you. I do not possess anything. Tomara balita deho janma tomahoite koti janma tomara rina napari shodite." This body was raised by you and it comes from you. I cannot repay this debt even in millions of births. Jane bana, jane koila, jajapi sannyas, tatapi tomari kabu nahiba udas. Knowingly or unknowingly, I have accepted this renounced order. Still, I shall never be indifferent to you. Tumi jahan ka ame tahai rohiva tumi jay agya kora seta koriba. My dear mother, wherever you ask me to stay, I shall stay, and whatever you order, I shall execute. So I will also say that, when we came with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, before we came with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, the devotees were new, still somewhat new, and there was a certain amount of formality that one showed in devotional service and dealing with one's parents and dealing with others. Things were a little formal. But here we can see as Srila Sridhar, one of the consequences of coming to Srila Sridhar Maharaj was this, what I feel is, suddenly the emphasis is now shifting very strongly to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his divine pastimes, where Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, that if you, whatever you deposit in your Nabadwip account will mysteriously be transferred to your Vrindavan account. Meaning you have to develop a strong, you have to develop your relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in so doing, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, I feel that since we were all new devotees, we were somewhat educated. Sometimes Guru Maharaj would say, "Did your spiritual master ever teach you about this?" If you try to deal with something externally, Srila Sridhar Maharaj would, in a nice way, say, this should be already have been understood by you. And then he would educate the devotees. And he said, like when he explained the Sikshastika prayers, he said, these are trade secrets of Vaishnavism. And he indicated that these are things that you should understand. And I learned this in the course of my time in devotional service, or my time of, my many years. And now I at one point he said, I have been robbed of some of this, what you could say, treasure, or this has been explained and stated in the books that were compiled, by Goswami Maharaj and others, that these now, what Guru Maharaj wanted to impart is there. So then these things will come out more clearly when you read them, because I feel that this was part of the education of the devotees that was given by Guru Maharaj, and then Govinda Maharaj in his own way carried on with that education, because Govinda Maharaj cut through also with his very being in nature. He is cutting through the formality that many devotees would have. Sometimes devotees would ask questions of Guru Maharaj that were of a very, very basic nature. So they would say something like, can you explain something about Bhakti Yoga or something like that? And Guru Maharaj or Govinda Maharaj, they would say something like, isn't it a little late for that? Isn't it a little late that you should be inquiring about that? And at other times when I remember one person was there and he is asking very basic questions, and Sri Maharaj comment, you are feeding me straw. You are feeding me straw. Like, these are not questions that I want to answer. I want to give something beyond this. So then Guru Maharaj said that there is elementary education and there is more advanced education. So that is something that I feel that advanced education was given in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. It was not necessarily always available elsewhere. Certainly we could say Srila Prabhupada, he included all the teachings in his books. He said everything is there in my books, but not everything was understood by the devotees. He gave so much, but not all of it could be, as Govinda Maharaj would say, digested. It could not always be understood by the devotees. And Guru Maharaj helped with that. And so did Srila Govinda Maharaj. And now that comprehension is there with many of the devotees who were properly educated by Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. And I don't have to enumerate who those devotees are, but you can hear it when various devotees speak and what they say. You can hear. Other persons have said, we can tell when someone is speaking, we can tell they're from the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. Not everybody, but there are many that people could tell. There's something unique that has been given in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And even devotees who were not in the Mat, they could perceive that. And I remember one time I was in Puri, and I was wandering. I was trying to get to the Mat, and I don't know Puri so well. And I went to one other Mat, another Mat that was not our Mat. It was actually a Mat that was from the Chaitanya Mat. And there was a person there, and they're a different line and everything. And the person began to ask me. He said, "Who are you? Where are you from?" The leading devotee there, and then he asked me my name, and I told him, and he said, "Who gave you that name?" And I said, "Srila Sridhar Maharaj gave me." It was actually Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj explained it. But he asked me, "What is my name?" And I told him, and he said, "Who gave you that name?" And I said, "Srila Sridhar Maharaj." And that person said, "Oh, he is the most advanced disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Now, to me, it was amazing that someone said that, who's from someone who's not necessarily integrated with our mott, who has some competition with our mott, but he was spontaneously saying, oh, he is the most advanced disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from someone who you could say is not even directly related with us. So there's something, I'm just wandering, I'm explaining these things. Eta boli puna puna kore namaskar tushta hoya ai kole kore bar bar. Saying this, the Lord offered obeisances to his mother again and again, and Mother Sachi, being pleased, took him again and again in her arms. Tabi ai loya acharya gela abhyantar bhakta gana milite prabhu hoila satvar. Then Adwaita Acharya took Mother Sachi within the house. The Lord was immediately ready to meet all the devotees. Eke eke milila prabhu sab bhaktagan sabar mukha deke kore dredanangan. The Lord met all the devotees one after the other, and looking at everyone's face individually, he embraced them tightly. Keshana Dekiya Bhakta Jajapi Pai Duk Sundarya Dekite Tabu Pai Mahasuk. All the devotees were unhappy at not seeing the Lord's hair, his head shaved. They nonetheless derived great pleasure from seeing his beauty. Srivas Ramai Vidyanidhi Gadadhar Gangadas Rakeshwar Murari Shuklambar Buddhimantakan Nandan Sridhar Vijay Vasudeva Damodara Mukunda Sanjay Katanama Loiba Jat Nabadip Bashi Sabare Milila Prabhu Kripa Drishya Hasi. Srivas Ramai Vidyanidhi Gadadhar Gangadas Bakeshwar Murari Shuklambar Buddhimantakan Nandana Sridhar, Vijay, Vasudeva, Damodar, Mukunda, Sanjay, and all the others, however many I can mention. Indeed, all the inhabitants of Nabadwip arrived there, and the Lord met them with smiles and glances of mercy. Anande Nachaya Sabe Bole Hari Hari Acharya Mandira Hoila Sri Vaikuntha Puri. Everyone was chanting the holy names of Hari and dancing. In this way, the domicile of Adwaita Acharya was converted into Sri Vaikuntha Puri. Jatalok Aila Mahaprabhu Ke Dekite Nanagram Hoite Ara Nabadwip Hoite. People came to see Mahaprabhu from various other villages nearby, as well as Nabadwip. Sabare Bas, Basadila Bhakya Anapan Bahudin Acharya Gosai Koila Samadan. To everyone who came to see the Lord from villages nearby, especially from Nabadwip, Adwaita Acharya gave residential quarters, as well as all kinds of eatables for many days. Indeed, he properly adjusted everything. Acharya Gosar Bandara Akoi Avyaya Jatadrabya Bhyavakore Tatadrabya Hoy. The supplies of Adwaita Acharya were inexhaustible and indestructible. As many goods and commodities as he used, just as many again appeared. Se Din Hoite Sachi Korana Randan Bhaktagan Loya Prabhu Korana Bojan. From the day Sachimata arrived at the house of Adwaita Acharya, she took charge of the cooking, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate in the company of all the devotees. Dini Acharya Priti Prabhu Darshan Ratre Log Deke Prabhu Nartana Kirtan. All the people who came there during the day saw Mahaprabhu and the friendly behavior of Adwaita Acharya. At night they had the opportunity to see the Lord's dancing and hear his chanting. Kirtana Korite Prabhu Sarva Bhavaldoi Stambakampa Pulakashu Gadgada Praloy. When the Lord performed kirtan, he manifested all kinds of transcendental symptoms. He appeared stunned and trembling. His hair stood on end and his voice faltered. There were tears and devastation. Devastation is described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is praloy. Devastation is described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as a combination of happiness and distress that becomes conspicuous by an absence of any sense of them. In this condition, the devotee falls to the ground and the subsequent symptoms of the body ensue. These symptoms are mentioned above, and when they become prominent in the body, a state called praloy, devastation, is manifest. So this a little unusual description here. We'll just say the word praloy is indicative of devastation, of just one being overwhelmed by ecstatic feelings. Kani kani pare Prabhu Acharya kana, deki sachi mata kohe rodana korea. I would say also when it says, they become conspicuous by an absence of any sense, in the sense that all activities more or less will stop when there's that feeling of devastation. Frequently the Lord would tumble to the ground. Seeing this, Mother Sachi would cry, Kani kani padi Prabhu Acharya kana, deki sachi mata kohe rodana korea. Churna hoila hena baso nimai kolebar, haha kore Vishnu pashe, mage ebars. Srimati Sachi Mata saw that the body of Nimai was being smashed when he fell down, so she cried alas and petitioned Lord Vishnu. So this is a result of praloy, smash, falling with great force to the ground. Balyakala hoite tomar je koilun sevan, Tara-e falamore de Narayan. My dear Lord, kindly bestow this benediction as a result of whatever service I have rendered unto you from my childhood. Je kole nimai pare dharine upare byata jena nahilage nimai sharire. Whenever Nimai falls to the surface of the earth, please do not let him feel any pain. So that's her prayer. She sees that Nimai is repeatedly falling to the ground with great force. So she prays to the Lord, please do not let him feel any pain. That's her maternal instincts. You know, he may fall to the ground like that, but don't let him be hurt. Mother Sachi Devi, Vatsaye Vivo, Harshabai, Donya Babe, Hoila Biko. When Mother Sachi was thus overwhelmed in maternal love for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she became transformed with happiness, fear, and humility, as well as bodily symptoms. Sripad Sadijata Prabhu or Bipra Bhaktagan, Prabhu ke Bikka Dite Hoila Sabakarman. Since Adwaita Acharya was giving alms food to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the other devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur, also desired to give him alms and invite him for lunch. So all the other devotees wished to also cook for Mahaprabhu and feed him. Shuni Sachi Sabakari Korilan Minati Nimar Darshanara Mui Bhabakati. Hearing these proposals made by other devotees of the Lord, Mother Sachi said to the devotees, how many times shall I get the chance to see Nimai again? So, Tomasab Sane Habe Anyatra Milan Mui Abaginir Matra Edarshan. Sachimata submitted. Tomasab Sabasani Have Anyatra Milan Mui Avaginir Matra Edarshan. Sachimata submitted. As far as you are concerned, you can meet Nimai many times somewhere else, but what is the possibility of my ever meeting him again? I shall have to remain at home. A sannyasi never returns to his home. Shavadacharya Grihe Nimar Abastan Muibika Dimu Sabakare Magondan. Mother Sachi appealed to all the devotees to give her this charity. As long as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at the house of Adwaita Acharya, only she would cook for him or supply him food. Shuni Bhaktagan Kohe Kori Namaskar Mantar Jai Icha Se Samata Sabar. Hearing this appeal from Mother Sachi, all the devotees offered obeisance and said, we all agree to whatever Mother Sachi desires. So she says, when will I see Nimai? A sannyasi never returns home. So, indicating she won't see him so much. I mean, when did I... Matara Vyagrat Deki Prabhur Vyagraman Bhaktagana Ekatra Kori Bolila Bachan. When Mahaprabhu saw his mother's great eagerness, he became a little disturbed. He therefore assembled all the devotees present and spoke to them. Toma Sabar Agyamina Chalilama Brindavan Jaite Narila Vigra Jaite Narila Vigna Koila Nibartan. Mahaprabhu informed them all. Without your order, I tried to go to Vrindavan. There was some obstacle, however, and I had to return. So tomorrow I'll continue from this place, and we'll finish the chapter tomorrow. But for today, this is good. Okay. Yeah.
You notice I think disappearance of.
What?
Sita Thakurani.
He knows.
Disappearance?
No, appearance.
Appearance, that's what I thought. Appearance of Sita Thakurani, Adwaita Acharya's wife. And we heard when Mahaprabhu when he appeared, when he was born, that Sita Thakurani went to see the baby. She was carried in a palanquin there, and she gave him the name Nimai. And she presented many articles for the baby and the mother. They were in the maternity room, which means that in Bengal, in those times, when a child would be born, a special room would be built outside the house for the child, where the mother and the child would stay while during the time of birth, giving birth, and then some days afterwards, and then the mother and the child would be welcomed back into the house. So it was just for their, it's part of what is the customs, and for the care of the mother and the child in that maternity room. And then they'd be, so that's where Sita Thakurani went. She went to see Mother Sachi and the newborn child Nimai. He's born under a neem tree, so the word Nimai is also coming, and for his protection. Neem tree is very auspicious and protects from all kinds of spirits, and so Sita Thakurani went there, and she saw the newborn child, and it says that except for a difference in color, she could understand that he was Krishna himself. So today is her divine appearance day, and it's appropriate because we're hearing about how she cooked for Mahaprabhu this big feast along with Adwaita Acharya on Mahaprabhu's arriving at the house of Adwaita Acharya in Shantipur. And this is, as I said, this is Mahaprabhu saying farewell to the devotees. Still hasn't been determined yet where he will go. We know he's going to Puri, but we'll hear about that tomorrow. Tomorrow is Lalita Saptami, so we have program here at midday for Lalita Saptami, actually 11 o'clock. And then in the evening we will go to San Jose. And we have with us Bhakti Lalita, and she will also join with us. And we'll be speaking something about the importance of Lalita Saptami. And the following day, Radhastami, that's Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday is Radhastami, and that celebration will happen in the evening. that celebration also normally happens at midday, but all these things are accommodated because in the West, people can't come to the temple so easily at midday. If we were in Nabadwip or somewhere else, that both programs would be at midday.
And what time is Marco's initiation tomorrow?
Pardon me?
Marco is he took the first half of the day off for initiation. What time will that be?
Oh, is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is midday. What are we doing?
Initiation for the Brazilian devotee.
Marco.
11.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll have
11 o'clock.
No, before that. That'll happen after breakfast.
Okay. But there's no fasting tomorrow. We just serve regular breakfast.
No, there's no fasting
And
tomorrow.
then we serve a little nice lunch.
Pardon me?
We serve a fancy lunch. Feast.
Yeah, some offerings to Lalita Devi, and then Radhastami is generally till midday.
Oh, so at midday on Radhastami we're having a nice lunch here.
Yes, fasting on Radhastami is till midday.
Okay. And then at night we have another feast.
Yes,
Okay.
because that's when all the devotees are coming.
Yeah. Before.
So at midday, you're basically offering some nice preparations to the deities and something extra for the devotees. And since it is Radhastami, or it should be a feast at midday on Radhastami. That should be a feast. Lalita Saptami, some special offerings made for the pleasure of Lalita Devi, and the devotees will take them at midday. And the big feast will be for Radhastami. Actually, that would normally be at midday. And then evening, in the evening, some nice feast for the devotees.
Friday, maybe we can have noon RT because she appears at noon and everyone comes.
Yes, that's
here.
correct. Okay, I'm going to sing Hari Haraya, and then also we know that this property was acquired here on Radhastami, and I understand also in San Jose they got their property on Radhastami. Is that correct? That's what I heard, something like that.
His scoops for our buckets.
Huh?
Scoops for our buckets. 1 cup each. New ones.
I'll talk to you.
Darrow brown.
All right. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Simarusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Adwaita Acharya Janardan Seva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sarata Bhakta Raguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna Nitai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jai Te Vignana Shabishta Puran Hey Jai Gosai Jarmui Taradas Tansaba Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Pader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Janame More Abhilas Hey Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Madhya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitya Gaura Haribo 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 Nitya Haribo 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 Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parvajaka Charyasta Dara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parvajaka Charyasta Dara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sunanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bharadas Shri Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adwaita Acharya Shivasri Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Nabadwip Dham ki jai, Shri Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Koladvip ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Guna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai. Shri Bhakti Lalita Devi Dasi ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Sripad, Shri Bhakti Pavan, Janardan ki jai.
Jai.